Hi, I'm Elizabeth Hancock with Beyond You Coaching. Do you know that our ability to lead a productive life full of joy and meaning relies heavily upon how much energy we have available to us at any given time? Human beings are like living batteries. The kind of energy I'm talking about is otherwise known as prana, mana, ki, or chi. These are all names for the same universal life force energy that flows through everything and is a huge factor when considering the health state of any living organism. In the West, we simply refer to it as energy. So today I want to talk about prana and discuss the various different ways in which we can benefit by inviting more prana into our lives. To begin with, the amount of energy or prana we have available to us is determined by many different things, including karmic imprints or subconscious tendencies and lifestyle choices. Whether we are aware of it or not, we are all on a spiritual journey towards enlightenment and greater self-awareness. For those that are conscious of this, the desire to increase our energy and keep ourselves at a high vibration is of utmost importance. We aim to keep our energy levels high for a number of reasons. First, we stay high to not only experience life in a more purified and blissful state of consciousness, but to also assist the conscious growth of others and prepare ourselves for our own awakening and self-realization. Any form of spiritual practice, including prayer, meditation, worship, and devotion, is meant to increase the vibration of the human energy system and expand our level of consciousness. Second, when an individual is energy rich, they not only have the physical stamina to withstand many daily activities, but they have the mental control to stay on task without deviation, disruption, distraction, or boredom. In other words, they are in total conscious control of their living experience. So increased energy levels brings us greater effectiveness and efficiency, as well as increased fulfillment and satisfaction in life. Our energy levels are affected by many things. Self-mastery requires self-awareness. So let's take a closer look at what affects our energy levels so we can develop greater self-mastery. In order to aspire to live as a master, one needs to understand basic energy principles. Perhaps the easiest way to maintain a high vibration throughout the day is to simply learn how not to leak it. Any information we take in through our five senses, including sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch, takes energy to process. Though the vast majority of this goes unnoticed and is stored subconsciously, we are taking in innumerable points of data every moment we exist. Unfortunately, the average person naively offers their mind, body, and emotions to extremely damaging energetic vibrations that come in many different forms. These forms include negative news, vacuous social media updates, pointless celebrity rumors, low vibratory music, shallow gossip, depressing people, and gloomy living environments. When we allow this energy to creep into our mind and affect our emotions, we naturally become agitated, anxious, and sometimes even angry. This surplus of accumulated negative energy lowers our overall vibration. When this occurs, people tend to look for ways to release and throw off the negativity through recurring cycles of gossip, jealousy, resentment, shame, and blame. Our bodies react with agitation, shallow breathing, high blood pressure, low functioning organs, and eventual toxicity buildup. The connection between negative low vibration stimuli with physical disease and mental illness is clear. So an easy first step towards plugging energy leaks is to take a good look at your current lifestyle and living circumstances. You might want to go ahead and ask yourself, where do you spend the majority of your time? What do you spend your time doing? How does your environment, activities, and relationships affect your thoughts, feelings, and emotions? If negatively affected, give some more thought to your environment, activities, and relationships to see if it makes sense to make some positive changes in order to feel more joyful. Self-inquiry and the ability to question our actions and behavior is a fundamental prerequisite towards becoming energy rich. We cannot live a life of high vibrational joy if we do not understand how and where we are limiting ourselves. Our attitudes determine our perception and thus our reality. Those that are energy rich see reality with crystal clear clarity, just as it is, without modifying it according to our limited perceptions or beliefs. In order to attain to this level of clarity and perception, one must discard what isn't true. Truth is relative to the subjective observer as long as one identifies with the personal story or background anchor personality. The difference between the average person and an enlightened master is the average person identifies with their personality. They are rigid in their beliefs and uncompromising in their perspectives. In other words, they are a fixed being with no room for growth. Compare this to an enlightened master who is not stuck to their idea of who or what they are, and as a consequence experiences a natural grace and fluidity to their sense of being. St. Francis of Assisi once said, "Wear the world like a loose garment." And in this way, the enlightened mind also is not stuck to one rigid persona, but keeps the personality at a distance and operates from a state of blissful ease. They experientially know that a personality is a persona or mask that they wear in order to operate in this world, even though our true nature is actually infinite conscious awareness. Now, seeing reality without the limitations of a small self or personality is what most of us are working on in our spiritual work and practices. We can accelerate this process by reminding ourselves continually that whatever we can believe about ourselves can never be true. One way we can practice going beyond our superficial personality is to sit quietly and ask ourselves, who am I? If you decide to practice this self-inquiry on your own, I'd like to invite you to please offer feedback of your meditation experience in the comments below. Now, many people don't realize that thinking itself is a huge waste of vital energy. How many of you find that familiar voice in your head constantly judging, comparing, liking, disliking, commenting, complaining, and so on? It goes on and on, which is why it's widely referred to as the monkey mind. If you've tried to meditate, you'll know how difficult it is to get to a place of no mind. In the beginning stages, it might last for only a few seconds. However, as your energy levels increase, you will have the ability to maintain this state of no mind for longer and longer durations. So it goes without saying that slowing down the amount of thoughts we have has a direct impact on our mental and physical health. Keep in mind that an enlightened mind has no thought unless consciously used for a specific purpose. This is exactly how the mind is meant to be used, as a tool for exploration and interaction, not as a torture device driving us to insanity. Since most of us are not operating on that level of energy efficiency, we must choose a modified way of slowing down our thought process and conserving our energy. One thing we can do is start a regular meditation practice that entrains the brain to a greater amount of coherency between the two hemispheres. A sustained meditation practice calms the body-mind, offers a higher degree of self-awareness, alters perception to a more positive reference and outlook to life, and most importantly, brings you to a no-thought state of conscious awareness. Now, we just learned that thoughts leak vital energy, but what many people don't realize is that emotions are basically thoughts on steroids. Since emotions carry a higher energetic vibration, most people are aware of their energy whenever extreme emotions are experienced. But what many people don't realize is that every thought and emotion we generate has a chemical equivalent in our physical bodies. Positive emotions are energizing, whereas negative emotions are energy depleting. This means that anger is an actual chemical composition that the body manifests and reacts to. This is the reason why the Buddha famously said, "Holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die." In the same vein, bliss is an actual chemical composition that the body manifests and reacts to. All human experiences are chemically based, and we do not need an external chemical source to catalyze these blissful states of consciousness. In fact, accomplished yogis alter their states of consciousness through pranic energy control. The more prana you have, the more ability you have to control your inner experiences. So we've discussed negative environments, excessive thoughts, detrimental emotions, and our ability to affect our own chemistry. Now it's time to take a look at our choice of energetic fuel, also known as food. The food we eat has a direct impact on our energetic vibration. Interestingly, the ancient Ayurvedic sciences have long known that food has a very serious effect on our bodies and minds. Ayurveda devised an easy system by which to understand which foods are energy depleting versus energy enhancing. These three categories are tamasic, rajasic, and sattvic. Foods that are tamasic cause dullness in the body-mind and make an individual feel listless, tired, and unmotivated to do anything. They are very energy depleting. Rajasic foods are highly stimulating and irritating. They also deplete energy quickly. Sattvic foods, on the other hand, uplift the body-mind and create pleasantness throughout the system. So paying attention to the fuel you give your body absolutely affects your state of mind. Though everyone's system is different, generally speaking, it's best to consume sattvic foods that are natural, organic, and preferably raw with all their natural enzymes intact. Fruits, vegetables, nuts, and legumes are always a safe and reliable source of fuel for the body-mind. The number one way to live an energy-rich life is to become more aware of where you leak energy, more aware of how you limit yourself through your story, more aware of your persistent runaway thoughts and emotions, and finally, more aware of your physical diet. There was a lot of information packed into this video, so if you have any feedback or questions, please go ahead and start the conversation in the comments below. Please remember to like this video and share it. If you're new here and are interested in learning more about the mind, personal growth, and higher awareness, I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching.